And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Bob Igo Jr. is our guest, and he is the president of North Country Books, and he is also author of this new book about Adirondack vacations, and it's his Adirondack vacations with his daughter, and great illustrations, a nice book for, what did you say, Bob? Really anybody from however young you want to start reading to a kid, right?
Absolutely. It's a fun book to read to a child, or it's a fun book. Bottom line is it's kind of fun for everybody because it almost acts as a tour guide.
Yeah.
On what things where you can take your kids in the Adirondacks,
Yeah.
what things you can do.
I said going to the break, I teased the fact that I think I know the best-selling book in the history of North Country Books. I think it's Murder in the Adirondacks.
Well, Joe, you are absolutely correct. Murder in the Adirondacks, which was originally brought out in 1986. I think we have reprinted it 10, 12 times at least. And back a few years ago, we did an expanded and revised edition. Folks who had an interest in that murder event were constantly getting in contact with the author, Craig Brandon, with new information, new photos from family archives, et cetera, et cetera. And we made the decision to update the book, and it continues to sell incredibly well. Unfortunately, Craig passed away about a year or so ago, and he was a fabulous gentleman to work with.
Yeah.
And we definitely miss him, but his book will live on. And that's kind of book that you never want to let it go out of stock because it just keeps selling.
Yeah, I didn't know Craig had passed. I worked with him down at the Observer Dispatch and Daily Press. Actually, he was writing the book when he was working down there. And if you ever got a couple minutes at night and nobody was looking, he'd do a little work on it. He was a good author and a good reporter. The North Country Book stable of writers, I call them a stable of writers, but I think of Jay O'Hearn and I think of Bob Linskis. They write really for you.
Well, in a lot of ways that's true because I handle the distribution for them, but actually I'm not the publisher for either of those gentlemen. I take that back. I did a couple books with Jay O'Hearn at the beginning of his writing career. A lot of them he has self-published, and Bob Linskis self-publishes. But it's a real partnership that we have, is they do a new book, they hand it off to me, and I get out there and sell it for them. They do some of their own sales also, but I'm the primary mover of both of those series of books that they've done. Those gentlemen both have done an incredible amount of new titles, and they're incredibly popular. They sell all over the country. It's been great having them creating that product because we want to have as much good product done on our Adirondacks, on our central New York, on our area, because the larger publishers don't do a lot of stuff on local and regional books. There's a couple of exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, the books like Bob does and Jay does are fabulously well done, well-researched books. They know their stuff, and it's great to see that stuff out in stores available for sale.
Somebody told me once, Bob, it might have been you, somebody told me once that if you got the word Adirondack into a book title, you were going to sell X number of copies just based on that.
Yeah, the word Adirondack resonates with so many people. It's such a large area with the 6 million acres, the amount of tourism that takes place in all the various areas of the Adirondacks, and people fall in love with the place, and it is a great place to fall in love with. And if you can attach your book, if your book is about the Adirondacks in any way, shape, or form, having that word really helps a lot. They say you can't judge a book by its cover or by its title, but they certainly help an awful lot in getting the attention that those books deserve.
The COVID thing has hurt just about everybody in some way or another, and I would imagine that it's hurt your business as well.
It has hurt our business tremendously. Many of our customers have not even opened and won't open this year at all, and it's a very seasonal business. And without having the Adirondack experience, for example, opening this summer, that's one of our top 10 customers, so we won't be seeing any sales there, or very limited sales. They're doing some online book selling, but it certainly hurts. The traffic is not there. And so, yeah, it's hurt all of us. And every store owner is dealing with the COVID their own way. They're making their decisions on how they're going to run their store, and that's totally up to them, and we support them. We've been there for them. But the volume of books being sold this year will be down substantially because traffic is down, the amount of stores buying product is down, it's just been a tough year for everybody. We're no exception to that rule.
Now, you were telling me before the show, Bob, that you're not right now looking to do any publishing, but you are looking to continue on the distribution end, correct?
Well, right, yeah, we're not accepting new manuscripts. We actually have a lot of manuscripts in-house right now. And so as the proper, we're looking at a ghost story book that we hope to publish next year. We got some other stuff already on the plans, but we had to back off on some of our plans for this year. And because those projects would hopefully go on for the next couple of years, that's why we're not accepting anything new. We're still hoping to continue publishing, but it'll be much more abbreviated than where we were.
What about somebody who's got a book already that they've self-published and they want to get you to sell it for them?
Yes, we're always adding on books for distribution. I actually had emails today on new books I was not aware of, and we are waiting for the information on the books and hope to be able to add them to our list.
The book is on sale. I'll let you run through some of the spots where it's being sold. $12.95. Whereabouts?
Well, almost any area place that sells books at all, no matter where you're listening to this. The Kinney drugstore chain is putting it in many of their locations. Runnings has them, and independents everywhere. Whether it be a gift shop, whether it be an outdoor recreation store, a bookstore, etc. Cards and gift shops, pharmacies. They're carried in all different types of stores. They will be online shortly on both Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. That just takes a little bit longer in the process. And if you walk into a store that you normally buy your books at, and they don't happen to have it, then all you got to say is, hey, I'm looking for this book, My Adirondack Vacations. It's published by North Country Books. As soon as they hear that, they'll know where to get it, and then they can carry the book in their store also. Okay,
good. We got 30 seconds left, but I got to ask you, with all the authors and books you've dealt with over the years, any advice for somebody who thinks they've got a book in their mind to get finished?
Well, first of all, do it if you can. Get it done. And there's a lot of self-publishing. There's traditional publishers like North Country Books. There's a lot of options out there. One thing to consider, though, is where's the interest of the book going to be? Is it just you and your family? You think it's a great story for you and your family personally? Or is it going to resonate to a larger group? I hate to see people invest a lot of money in a project that doesn't resonate much further than their own family. So go out and talk to people. Talk to people at bookstores, who the potential customers are. Get their advice and take heed of that. And there's also the Adirondack Center for Writing that's very helpful in helping you guide people.
Good. Bob, it was good to see you. Continued success.
Thanks, Joe.
And that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. We'll do it all again. Don't forget cnyhomepage.com. There's lots of good stuff there as well. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.